Shirley Strawberry was on a call with her significant other in this discussion, and there were two or three different remarks that she spread the word about this right after it happened. Pussy's base channels are beating my better halves, said we won't dress it. I'm worn out in a stunning turn that has surprised the diversion world. An unforeseen spill discussion uncovered Shirley Strawberry's genuine viewpoint on Steve and Marjorie Harvey's pamper way of life, with notices of their regular excursions to Europe's most selective spots and personal ship parties. Shirley didn't keep down in portraying the Harveys' rich life. Yet what grabbed everybody's eye was Shirley's sincere case. She's no Dan wow. She views at us as the assist you with realizing you let me know that that is not a positive sentiment. Greetings everybody, and welcome back to Secret Life Channel. This disclosure places Steve Harvey in an unquestionably difficult situation. The comedic legend, most popular for his steady moxie and mind, currently ends up in the eye of a tempest, conflicted between a long-lasting associate and a significant other. Sources from the arrangement of the Steve Harvey morning show noticed his obvious misery, with one commenting that Steve seemed as though he was treading lightly, attempting to maintain order free. She said she looked great from her photos, that Marjorie wasn't there, she hasn't seen her face to face, and that in the event that Marjorie had been home, they presumably could not have possibly been welcomed over. You do know she's not there, she was there, we presumably could not have possibly been all around the house, yet it's done it. No, you know he's terrified. Marjorie's response to the spilled discussion was completely dangerous. Dear companions of the couple, detailed that Marjorie felt profoundly deceived. One insider uncovered Marjorie was enraged about the assistant's remark, as well as about definitely revealing insight into their own lives. She felt like their air pocket of security had been penetrated. While Shirley's spilled remarks are disputable by their own doing, a few insiders recommend that Marjorie's fury runs further than this occurrence alone. Murmurs from those in the inward circle demonstrate well-established strains between the two ladies. An unknown source from the show's creation group released, this isn't the initial time Marjorie's been annoyed by Shirley. Their set of experiences here, and this call was only a hint of something larger to add more fire to this generally sizzling debate. There have been unverified mumbles about Marjorie's devotion. Newspaper titles rush to get on bits of gossip, with one especially stunning title in VIP buzz week by week. Perusing Marjorie Harvey's mysterious escapes, more going on under the surface. While none of these cases have been validated, they absolutely enhance the continuous disturbance. For me to bring this specific thing up, I was so humiliated, you know, and embarrassed. And I just felt like a blockhead. And as surprising as Shirley's remarks would have, considerably more captivating is Marjorie Harvey's hold on the strings of Broadway. Many don't understand that past the marvelousness and glitz of her virtual entertainment posts, Marjorie has developed critical impact in media outlets, from having the chiefs of significant organizations on speed dial to her associations with persuasive makers. Her scope stretches out all over. It said that when Marjorie speaks chiefs, listen, this came out, it's somewhat unique since it's not tattle gossip or a vindictive untruth. It came from within, so this freshly discovered disclosure brings into sharp center the reports that Marjorie has been utilizing her clout to influence Steve's choices on the Steve Harvey morning show. A nearby partner of the couple uncovered Steve has consistently esteemed Marjorie's feedback, yet as of late her voice is by all accounts the only one he's paying attention to. A few insiders currently report seeing warmed conversations where Marjorie made plainly she needs certainly gone, with one expressing, I heard Marjorie saying she either goes or there will be ramifications anyway. For those very much familiar with the complicated embroidery of Hollywood elements, there is a gurgling question: is Marjorie's forceful position basically a profound response to safeguard her family's name? Or is this piece of a bigger, more determined technique, a move in the high-stakes round of showbiz? Unmistakable quality spectators recommend that it very well may be a blend of both, which clearly's long periods of involvement and deeply grounded name her potential expelling could make an influence vacuum one that imprint a medical procedure, maybe hoping to load up with her own hand-picked partners. Realize, look, I'm so used to getting beat up, I didn't have the foggiest idea how Margie was feeling about everything, and it appears to be the adventure doesn't prevent their murmurs from the inward circles of broadcasting hint that Marjorie probably won't be happy with simply Shirley's exit from the show. A maker from an opponent organization unveiled there's discussion that Marjorie's contacting key industry players, painting Shirley in a pessimistic light. Maybe she's hoping to boycott her such striking moves on the off chance that genuine wouldn't cause trouble. They'd invert it as the fresh insight about Marjorie's supposed plot spreads. There are waves of disquiet all through the business ability supervisors, PR delegates. Hence, surprisingly, different famous people are currently proceeding cautiously careful about favoring one side in what could become one of showbiz's most unstable quarrels. Adding one more layer to this show is the turbulent individual existence of Shirley Strawberry. Many know, thanks to the unavoidable idea of the web, that Shirley's better half confronted legitimate difficulties prompting his detainment as he was associated with a monetary trick, duping guiltless people out of their well-deserved cash, this threw their own lives into strife, as well as taken steps to tarnish Shirley's own standing by affiliation. Currently, sources have murmured that Marjorie may be taking advantage of this delicate circumstance. An insider conscious of the dealings of the Harvey family uncovered Marjorie has contacts wherever there's discussion that she's attempting to come down on Shirley's significant other, encouraging him to spill more mysteries that could additionally discolor Shirley's name. The thought on the off chance that he participates there may be a few in the background help for his legitimate difficulties. While these are as yet unverified claims, it portrays the degree Marjorie could go to guarantee her family's picture stays clean, regardless of whether it implies utilizing one more's disaster to completely get a handle on the heaviness of this present circumstance. One should recollect the brilliant past that Shirley and Steve shared. The team wasn't only prestigious for their life science, their brotherhood was the stuff of legends from endearing stories shared during live transmissions to shared help during individual hardships. Steve and Shirley's bond was obvious to their tremendous crowd. Essential Minutes incorporate their much-discussed broadcast from the embodiment celebration, or when Steve remained by Shirley during her hardest individual difficulties, establishing their relationship as more significant than simple partners. And it made it seem as though Shirley was heaping on, and that wasn't her expectation. Yet it worked out. Yet likewise, with numerous connections, there's in many cases a split between open discernment and reality, while the world saw joined front sources recommend that the passages of this, the Steve Harvey morning show, reverberated with quieted murmurs of pressure, especially after the spill discussion compromise which was communicated, so that all might hear appeared to be earnest, yet behind closed doors the elements probably won't have been so amicable. In the midst of the strife, Shirley's conciliatory sentiment stood apart with a tone that conveyed profound lament. She took responsibility for words, conceding her rashness. However much I wish I could, I can't take it back. I said it, and I need to apologize. She had communicated, her voice loaded down with feeling. This wasn't a statement of regret for harm control. It was a certifiable endeavor to fix the security she dreaded. She could have cut off for Steve. The circumstance is straightforward yet diverse. He ends up at an intersection, pulled on one side by his profound expert binds with Shirley, and on the other by his enduring obligation to his better half Marjorie, with a vocation that blooms from his friendly disposition and skill for interfacing with others. Steve is as of now stringing a barely recognizable difference, endeavoring to keep up with concordance with both vital ladies in his day-to-day existence. You're truly here, so I can respect you to just a montable mark in business metric Metra Steve Harvey morning show, which once ruled among morning public broadcasts, currently witnesses a perceivable plunge in its listenership. Industry savants have quickly seen this downtrend, taking note of that. While debates could give a momentary spike in numbers, Because of elevated interest, they frequently introduce a lengthy, hindering impact on a show's evaluations. Various steadfast fans communicated their disappointment, with many detecting that the charm they once valued appears to be eclipsed by proof. Strain the Harvey contention exposes the far-reaching influence that such open disagreements can host on the primary gatherings required, as well as on their precious ones too. It's supposed that the strain is streaming down to the more youthful age of Harvey's murmurs in the business passageways. Propose that Steve's kids, especially,